Souls of Black Folks is a collection of essays, some previously published, spanning several genres: history, anthropology, memoir, cultural studies, musicology, and literary fiction, that makes an argument for African Americans as being a free and independent people, despite 400 years of Western and 250 years of American genocidal slavery, ethnic cleansing, and Holocaust, with nevertheless a deep, rich, and dynamic culture, more than deserving of citizenship in a modern democratic state, and able to integrate into the democratic culture without becoming otherized or assimilated. So that's the basic sort of argument that he's making. Du Bois, at least in Souls of Black Folk, which was published in 1903, if not in his later career, is ultimately making an argument that American democracy, with all of its flaws and with its original sin of slavery, can still work. And that African Americans, although traumatized by slavery, have neither been destroyed nor pathologized by slavery and are able and willing to fully participate in American democracy, and indeed, in Du Bois's perspective, are the absolute embodiment and ideal of democracy. So we look at Du Bois because Du Bois starts with democracy not as a perfect theoretical model or as a utopian ideal, which is often the way that we can only see Locke and the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, but rather sees democracy as a flawed, contradictory experiment in process. And because Du Bois's view of democracy is that of the other and not of the founding fathers, it is not an elite privileged view of democracy, but a people's view of democracy, a people's history of democracy. And that's why I think Du Bois is very useful for a discussion of democracy. So, turning to the reading, the required reading of that we're going to have with the Souls of Black Folk, and what the prompts will be based on will be the Forethought, chapters 1 through 3, chapters 4, 6, and 6, and chapters 10, 11, 13, and 14.